Good evening, and tonight England completed their tour of Eastern Europe with a match in Belgrade against Yugoslavia. It promised to be the hardest match of the tour, and in a way the most significant, because of course the Yugoslavs are in the same World Cup group as Scotland, so tonight we also get the chance to assess the task that's facing Scotland coming up in Germany. Well, stand by for the action, some very good action too, and two very special guests in our studio tonight. Sir Alf Ramsey, former England team manager, and with him the man who for a long time was his most outspoken critic, Brian Clough. Tonight we bring them together as we bring you now highlights of Yugoslavia against England from the Red Star Stadium in Belgrade, where the temperature is in the high 80s and very difficult conditions indeed for the players. Let's catch up on the two teams. England on the right, unchanged. Joe Mercer happy with the blend, now seeking the right togetherness. Kevin Keegan, after that unhappy incident at the airport, is there at 7. Yugoslavia feel their strongest side. The best known name is skipper Djajic at number 11. Here's Kevin Keegan, no worse for wear it seems, for that incident with the customs officials at the airport. Frank Worthington, who'll be doing the striking up front there with him. A couple of the Yugoslavs we must watch out for. One is the big defender Bogićević, and as I say, perhaps the most famous footballer in the whole of Yugoslavia, their skipper and their number 11, Dragan Djajic. Our match commentator now is Hugh Johns.
So referee Gonella of Italy gets his international underway. England in white, attacking the goal on the right. The blue shirt of Yugoslavia, who play basically a 4-2-4 situation. Frank Worthington, a flag was up for offside, then it was pulled down. Worthington, a quick one across the box. Back again. Mužinić knocks it out, and chance on for Bell. The whistle had gone, I think. Very difficult to tell in this stadium, a packed stadium here in a hot night in Belgrade. Indeed, the whistle had gone. There's so many whistles coming up from the crowd. Not always quite clear what's happening. It's Buljan knocking it on. Mužinić, tiny, tubby figure. Big boy, Bogićević. Mužinić. New man in the side from the Frankfurt side, and so is this fellow, Krivokuća, the right back. Oblak. Good tackle. That's Wellington won it. Yugoslavia caught, trying to play it 1-2 quietly. Katalinski, Krivokuća. Oblak back, playing Mužinić into some difficulty. The big lad, Šuriak's moved out on the line. Mužinić. Jajic on this side of the field, calling for it. A missed kick by Mužinić. Yugoslavia showing a lot of tension here. Keegan. Away from one, trip from behind by Mužinić. So the free kick. Who takes it? Number 2, Emlyn Hughes. Though he has Dobson close to him. Now it's Hughes. Dobson's gone down the right touchline. Looks for the chip. Brooking under it. Oblak, a little bit lucky, gets it to Petković. Tiny winger. Speed merchant. Krivokuća. Petković. Krivokuća testing out Lindsay. Past him. Have a look at the Šuriak now. Jajic to knock it back in again. Crowd roaring him to do it. The angle's too tight. Must use Šuriak. Šuriak, a natural left winger for his club, so he's in a good position to do something with this ball. Todd staying tight to him. And Watson rather unnecessarily came in then because Todd had the situation under control. There was no need for anybody else to come charging in. Anyway, it's Jajic with the free kick. Bogićević was in hard and fast. Shot on for Oblak. The whistle hasn't gone for any foul. Petković. And away. And Ray Clements, as Petković explains why he knocked that one high and wide. It was a bit of a let-off for England, but then they shouldn't have been allowed to get into that position. Colin Bell. Bell, who has done so much to general this England team on the tour. Worthington skating away from his man. Solid thumping tackle from Krivokuća. Puts Worthington, number 9, on his back. And the free kick for Watson or Lindsay. Lindsay to take. Sudija didn't control it. Todd has it. Lindsay. Dave Watson, who's had very little to do so far. Stab down ball for Mike Shannon. Watson looking for a long run and a good run, set off early by Brooking. Takes Bogićević into the corner, wins a corner kick off it. Keegan with the corner. Shannon, Watson, Worthington, all in the box. Watson got there. Chance on for Brooking. And that's got to be a goal. Shannon has scored it. Marić absolutely stranded. Yugoslavian fans stunned as Shannon knocks in his goal. Big Shannon's 7th goal. Look at the way Marić came out, sold himself, lost it. Mužinić knocks it out. The shot comes from Brooking now. Half stop. Cleared only to Shannon, tucks it in off the near post. 1-0 England on my watch. 6 minutes and a terrible shot then for Yugoslavia. What a wonderful opening for England. Buljan. Oblak looking to play the 1-2. Mužinić. Well, that's the first, I suppose, real shot anywhere near the target zone we've seen from this tubby little figure of Mužinić. You can see it again now, and he was well wide of the post. So here's a blow for Yugoslavia, also for their World Cup hopes. The number 13, Hadziabdic, has been playing pretty regularly in their last 2 or 3 games for Yugoslavia, but he really is second choice fullback. Krivokuća is the number 1 man. But it's Hadziabdic of Zvezda who's on. A very, very hard man. They describe him here in their own language as a man who takes revenge. Emlyn Hughes. For Bell. Little Petković has come a long way back to help out. Bogićević now. He's had Hadziabdic having his first touch. He is an orthodox left back. Beforehand, both Krivokuća and Buljan, who was playing number 3, are both orthodox right backs. This is Mužinić. Sudija, who's playing much more on this left flank than he did in previous games. Bell neatly down for Dobson. Looking for Keegan. Nudge in the back from Mužinić. Shannon, Keegan, turning away from Bogićević and Mužinić. Dobson, utter lack of understanding there. Dobson just left the ball and ran away. Mužinić, Shannon gets England out of trouble. I think he was pretty angry with Martin Dobson over that previous ball. Mužinić. Hadziabdic. Cross ball. Watson away. Bell giving it away to Petković. But Sudija. Good cross. Chance on Petković has equalized. Petković gets it 1-1. 22 minutes of this game. And the number 7, Petković, gets the goal. All starting, unfortunately, with a minor mental error by player. Strikes a good cross, but where was the cover? Petković in, the header down. No chance for anybody. But where was... So, 1-1 the score. And that at least has given these Belgrade supporters, the fans here, something to cheer about. Dobson. 26 minutes gone. Official time. Buljan then. Petković in. Way over here for Achimovic. Hadziavdic. Pressure is on Hughes. Dobson down for Hughes, but he shot him, sold him short with that pass. A lot of flying studs going around there. The referee decides that out of 6 to 1 and 6 to the other, maybe it was 7 to 1 and 5 for the other, and Yugoslavia get the free kick. Marić. The roars of Flavi coming up from around the stadium. Flavi, blue, the blues of Yugoslavia. Lindsay. Looking on, but a gift to Bogićević. Promptly looks for Marić. Oblak. Infield is Bogićević. Marić first, though. Looking for Šuriak. Watson was there. Šuriak! That was quick thinking by Šuriak, the big number 9. The ball dropping after the challenge against Watson, and he just stuck a left-footed toe poke out. Toe poke. England trying to pace their game, trying to work in little breathers when they can. Šuriak tried to knock the long one through for Oblak. Missed it. Brooking. Shannon out on the far touchline. Shannon against Buljan. Well won by Petković. Petković. For Oblak. The fullback's gone down the line. Now he's been spotted. Buljan. Todd facing him. Buljan trying to make a hole to knock across him. And he did it! Šuriak! Oh, it was great play, both by Šuriak, who got the header in, but the craft of the fullback, Buljan. Really superb stuff there. Colin Bell. Dobson. Shannon. Bell. Wellington giving it a chase, but was always losing against Bogićević. Nevertheless, he gets the throw-in out of it. Bell. Worthington. The left foot cross. We have a foul, I think, against Keegan. A little bit of nudging in the box that referee Gonella spotted. Petković, finally stopped by Dobson. Turning circle. Todd. Shannon. Did that well for Hughes. But Bogićević is there. Now Hadziavdic. Bogićević racing alongside Hadziavdic. Oblak. Buljan. Solid challenge then by Worthington, and Buljan read it well. The crowd encouraging them to keep going. The chance is on by Achimovic. He didn't keep control long enough, though. Fortunately, there was also no incident. Worthington. Dobson. Todd. For skipper Hughes. Todd. Oh, good ball. Worthington. Shannon now. Brooking. Shannon ran well. That was a good build-up by England. Buljan hooks it away. Petković for Yugoslavia. Mužinić. Petković. Oh, well won by Bell. Shannon. Cover man. Katalinski, who only gives it away again. Shannon. Bell. Was Lindsay. Now, finally, the referee does not accept the linesman signal. We thought it at last accepted an offside signal from the linesman, but no. He's waving play on constantly. So if England had scored, then it would have counted. Brooking. Bell. Neatly done. Brooking. Dobson. England putting a lot of pressure on here as we go towards half-time. Hughes. Worthington. Little chip. Worthington again. That was a whistle from the crowd, I think. Yes, it was. Players almost stopped for a second. And that last one was the half-time whistle, all right. So we go off at half-time with a 1-1 score here in Belgrade. The scorer for England, Mick Shannon there, hands on his hips, but an equaliser having come back through Petković. Well, there's a lot of hard football yet to be played here in Belgrade this evening, and we'll be bringing you the highlights of the second half in just a few moments from now, but for now we'll take the break. Welcome back then as referee Gonella gets the second half underway, and the number 14 is out on the park. This great striking centre forward by Bogićević. They've taken off a defender, Mužinić, and sent on a man who can go for goals, and here he is now, number 14, Bogićević. Can't play against Brazil in the opening game because he's suspended, but he will be available for the next two games in Zaire and Scotland. Shannon now for England. Into a scoring position, a shooting position, but he loses the ball. Bogićević. Oh, short ball, a bad one. Well won by Bell. Keegan. Buljan coming to cover. Looking for a very long one for Worthington. Comes to Worthington. Tried to knock it back inside. Acimovic then, for Yugoslavia. Petković, a man who scored the equalizing goal. Oblak. Acimovic, Oblak. Zajic. Once again, the roars come up for this great Red Star Belgrade player. Oblak. Acimovic. Šuriak. Acimovic. Šuriak. Behind him is Zajic. Oblak. Buljan. Zajic. Petković. Zajic. In for the shooting chance here on his left leg, but he's run too square with it. Acimovic. Short ball that's got to be right. That one wasn't. They've won it back. On Zijacic. Acimovic. Offside flag against Zajic. So Yugoslavia playing possession football there, but it was all going crisscross across the middle of the park and across the face of the goals, and there was no penetration, no determined running afterwards. Worthington under this. Hadzijabdic down. Keegan giving it a chase. Play. Katalinski doing the cover. Bogićević. Hadzijabdic. Petković, and Lindsay wins it in the air, but fouled Petković in doing it. The lights are now on in the stadium here at Belgrade. They're not tremendously powerful, and viewers in colour may find some slight loss of quality in picture. Buljan. Again, a casual ball. Dobson not stretching it positively enough for Keegan. Sold his man into trouble. Giants then, this ball from Hadzijabdic. Taking on Hughes. Not a bad cross. Watson a good first-timer away. Achimovic. Petković. Bogićević. That's Achimovic. And Lindsay cuts that attack off. Shannon. Waiting for some midfield support to offer itself. Now off on a run and being smeared by at least 4 Yugoslavians. Worthington for Bell. Brooking. Changing the attack to the far side. Now it's Hughes. Shannon. England getting this ball away in attacking positions. Judge. Todd is with him. Now Hughes. Bell. Worthington. Worthington's heading off Buljan. Finally the referee comes to Worthington's assistance. The referee Gonella of Italy. Watson a through one for Keegan to run onto. Didn't find him. Hadzijabdic promptly gives the ball to Dobson. Bogićević. Achimovic. Sudija going into the left corner. Bell spotted it and went with him. Not a bad cross. No! Watson. Certain lack of understanding then. That seemed to be a goalkeeper's ball, and Watson under pressure very nearly put it in his own net. Clemens just got it away. Jage. Jage again. Got to watch these crosses. Achimovic asked Oblak. What can he go from Oblak? Oh, wasn't that a screamer? There's a sight that might cause the Scottish fans some worries. It certainly worried England here. Look at the power of this shot. Oblak, a striker for his club, and a left foot dig that absolutely thunders in there. What a goal. Number 8, Oblak, 2-1 Yugoslavia. 7 minutes of this second half gone. They think it's so good they want to see it again. Let's enjoy that one. That is really the way to knock them into the net. And Shannon off on a run. It's 3-on-2 for England. Shannon still going. Getting pushed in the back, and the free kick is given. Well, that could have been dangerous. That time, England were attacking with 3 strikers. Keegan, Worthington and Shannon against only 2 defenders. And the Yugoslavians were desperately racing back to try and get men goal side. Shannon shot. Well, he ducked it in there, but couldn't get it under the crossbar. So, Mick Shannon, we can see that one again now. Put some steam in it, but it just crosses the top right-hand corner of the goalpost. Bajic is Achimovic. Bogićević. Hughes. Keegan comes to him. Jage going into the corner, and Todd goes there as well. Todd didn't have to play the ball, just did enough to put Jage off his throat. Yugoslavia feeling in a happier frame of mind at the moment. Since they played in Frankfurt, qualifying against Spain, they played 2 internationals, lost them both, to Russia and to Hungary. And here they are, 2-1 up against perhaps their oldest opponents in soccer. England. Hughes. England still can't get the penetration, and the final ball constantly is not long enough. Dobson. Watson. Really don't know who Watson was aiming for with that pass. It was too long for Todd and too inaccurate for Shannon. Jage to take over. Now Achimovic. Page, and didn't control that at all. Shannon. Dobson. Bell. Lindsay. Lindsay's gone on running. Deserved a better pass than that from Worthington. Harrington could be a good court because Lindsay's still upfield, and it's Petković. Little cross ball, a beauty! It's got on the end of it. All because of breaking. An England move broke down with the full-back stranded. You can see this ball from Petković. A good diving head then from Marić. And England have stripped off Malcolm McDonald. So Supermac, Soups as he's been called on this tour, is getting ready to come on. That's as he did it in Scotland, his last appearance for England. But Yugoslavia are bossing it at the moment and stopped by Watson. Brookings. The net ball was never on for Brooking to try and make the pass. The man was covered. Now McDonald down on the touchline. Harold Shepherdson indicating Frank Worthington to come off. The same substitution that Joe Mercer made at Scotland. So Worthington comes off. Malcolm McDonald comes on for his second game in this 7 games of football that Joe Mercer's been in charge of the England side. Lindsay. McDonald involved immediately by giving a free kick to Yugoslavia. A little nudge in the back. Oblak. Lindsay knocking it long, but only as far as Lindsay. Plenty of time to decide what he's going to do. Bell. Far too much casual football being played by England at the moment. They really have got to get to grips with this game. They're playing a hard, determined World Cup qualified side. And England are playing at times as though they're playing against a local boys' school. Hughes. Todd. Brooking. Watson. Again they get the ball away. And they could be punished for this one. Jage going into the corner. Trying to get the cross in, and he does. Dobson there. Brooking. Getting a long one for Shannon to chase, but really it was always the goalkeeper's ball. Bogićević. Achimovic, Petković rather, now it's Achimovic. Hadzijevdić. Juriak has got the pace down there. There's the cross ball. It's a beauty. Marić. So fractionally close then to getting a third goal for Yugoslavia. The acceleration of Juriak was great. The cross was fine. Lindsay did just enough to put Marić off Shannon giving it a chase. Now Dobson. Brooking. So tight in there. Chimovic brings down Brooking. Free kick to England. Keegan up. Marić's ball. Now Petković. Marić. Todd goes with him. Petković. Slavin's looking to build this little triangle in the corners again. Katalinski the cross. Marić on the end of it, very nearly, but Clemens got there before him. Now Dobson. Keegan getting one in the back. No foul. Petković. Yugoslavians really giving England a little bit of a tousing from time to time now. Buljan. The unmarked man is Marić. Looking for the 1-2 with Yates. Little chip. Oh, you could see the experienced brain ticking over on Yates there. Looks up, sees the goalkeeper off his. Was very, very close to nicking in under the crossbar. Yates. But England now through Brooking. Handball. Shannon. Bell. Good running. That was hard luck for Martin Dobson. Really ran well for that half chance, and again it was the woodwork. The wrong side of the woodwork. The posts here are not the fully square ones like we saw in East Germany or Bulgaria. They're slightly rounded. Lindsay with lots of time. Todd. Lindsay the ball on again. But nothing much else there. Breaking forward, Buljan. Marić. And Shuriak off on a gallop down the left side. Hughes goes with it. Achimovic. Yates. Petković. Buljan giving it a chase in there, and the corner ball comes away off Brooking. One or two tired legs under England players out there at the moment. Corner then from Yates. Right into ClemenceIvan. But a badly thrown ball out, very nearly put trouble on again. Oblak. And Petković. England are living dangerously. Little Petković there almost had himself a chance. Todd for England. Bell. Milan Milanic, the Yugoslavian team manager, got a pretty organised team here. England have won it back. Can they do something with it? Watson, Todd, Hughes. Todd again. Yugoslavia now bringing their troops back. Almost like a boxer fighting in little bursts. As though a signal's been called. And Keegan scores! It's an equaliser for Keegan. What an incredible moment. Lindsay, the man who started it all off, suddenly appearing on the right side. Keegan looking up and saying, have I done it? Well, he has. And we can see now just how he did it. It comes across from Lindsay. And there is little Keegan as Marić comes to him, bravely going in, despite the flying fists of Marić, and Kevin Keegan makes it 2-2 for England. And from Lindsay, his Liverpool teammate, a happy, happy handshake. There it is again now, that back header from Lindsay. And watch how Keegan, unmarked, very similar, very, very similar to Petkovic's goal scored by Yugoslavia. So, 2-2 now. England back in a game that looked very much as though it was sliding away from them. And again, the still evening air here in Belgrade is even quieter as that goal silences the Yugoslavian fans. Buljan attacking for Yugoslavia. Marić. Bogićević. Šuriak. Marić. Watch the cross. Clemens comes. He has it. England have fractionally less than a quarter of an hour either to hang on to this draw or even get another goal and secure their first away win against Yugoslavia. Oblak. Buljan gives the ball away to Lindsay. And Lindsay was unceremoniously pushed off the ball then by Petković, and a very late whistle again by this Italian referee, who does referee at some distance from the actual play. Finally gets the message, blows the whistle, gives the foul. Watson then for England. And it's 2-2 for England at the moment. 2-2 for England, I say, because they were behind at 2-1. Bell down for Brookie. Shannon. Oblak, quite deliberately, the body check, taking him out. Again, these Belgrade fans are a little bit quiet. England threatening now to knock Yugoslavia off their perch here in Belgrade. Shannon with the free kick. No, Lindsay takes it. Watson. And very nearly a goal for England. Dave Watson, the man who got on the end of it. You can see it happen again. Lindsay's ball for the far post. A tremendous jump by Watson. Coming in now. Marić just gets his fingers to it. And now Yugoslavia pick it up again. Acimovic. Petković. Getting very, very close to the final whistle. Oblak. Pushing by Marić. And now it's beginning. One wonders whether Joe Mercer is going to keep his tour record unblemished. Draw against East Germany, a win over Bulgaria, and it's now 2-2 here against Yugoslavia. Signals going out to Lindsay to play it short, slow it down, let time run away. It's the long one, and McDonald is onside. There's no flag. It could be in for a winner. He's missed it. Oh, and Malcolm McDonald there had the winning of his game right at his left boot, the boot he loves so much. Supermac in the position he loves so well. Going in there now. It's all on for him. And it's going outside that left post. And that one could have done it. That one could have given England their first win here in Belgrade ever against Yugoslavia. But there's the scoreline at the moment. About a minute to go to half-time, full time. And Oblak now. Acimovic. And it's all over. The referee signals the end of the game. The crowd expressing disapproval of their own team, but England proudly then getting 2-2 here. 2-2 here against Yugoslavia. 3, 4 World Cup teams they played on the trot, and they haven't been beaten by any of them. And if that doesn't justify this side feeling that they ought to go forward themselves into the World Cup, well, I don't know what does. And there in that last moment, Malcolm MacDonald unluckily missing the winning goal, which really could have been a winning goal. But a great performance again, coming back off the floor by England here in Belgrade. The final score, Yugoslavia 2, England 2.
And another sparkling game for us all to enjoy. We take a break now, and after it, Joe Mercer on his future. Sir Alf Ramsey talks for the first time about the England tour with our other guest, Brian Clough, and also the task facing Scotland now in the World Cup against Yugoslavia. We'll be right back. Welcome back. First of all, let's get a reaction from England's caretaker manager, Joe Mercer. After the game, Hugh Johns asked him if he would be carrying on as England's manager.
Not really. With all the sciatica that I've got, a 60-year-old manager with sciatica, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, I don't know, Joe. You've had 4 good games now against World Cup qualified sides.
Yeah. What about the one against Scotland? What about the one against Scotland?
Well, we forget that one, but you've taken on 4 sides now on the trot that have qualified.
I'm so pleased
Such
for
a
the
pity
boys.
that England are not going to
I'm so pleased that everybody says that, and I think we've justified their confidence in us. But I really believe, English football played at its best, played naturally, pushing forward and playing and being tight in defence and compact, setting the thing off, getting on the end of movements, goals and goal-mouth incidents. I still think, all right, we mightn't have the technique and the skill of the Brazilians and the Ajax and people like that, but the game's about other things.
Aye.
The skill, it's about heart and courage and organisation and belief. Belief in England. I believe in England.
A real British bulldog there, Joe Mercer, sciatica and all, but making it pretty clear that he doesn't want to carry on as caretaker manager. Sir Alf, you fixed up this tour of Eastern Europe, and you must be gratified to see what a great success it's been. What about the England performance tonight, though?
I thought a great performance, and every credit and congratulations to the team and those responsible for the team. I thought most certainly they lasted the match particularly well. They were very strong in all they did, and with a bit of luck they may have won quite comfortably.
There's a great temptation for people to say there's a change of attitude, a change of tactics, perhaps a little more adventurous than when you were in charge. Have you seen any of that? It's what the laymen feel, but do you see that yourself watching England now?
I think players will dictate the various styles of play, and most certainly the players have done a great deal of attacking. On paper, the opposition in the 3 matches have been very tough. After all, they've all qualified for the World Cup competition, and I think in each performance the England team have played extremely well. They've played with confidence, they've played with tremendous understanding, and a great deal of skill.
Brian, on the evidence of tonight, have you seen a change in England?
Not particularly, no. There's been a slight change with a few different players. That's given the impression of change. And of course everybody's reading into change because managers have changed, but they haven't changed that much.
Well, of course, Sir Alf, England got off to a brilliant start. A goal in 6 minutes, which is what everybody wanted, and a good one there by Mick Shan. But you made a very good point from this corner, a strange Yugoslav tactic, which we can look at now.
I think if you look at the defensive formation of the Yugoslavia team, in actual fact, there's no cover for the goalkeeper at all on the near post or the far post. It means that if the goalkeeper is committed to coming out to the corner, there's no protection behind him. I think probably this would undermine the confidence of any goalkeeper. You see the 3 defenders chasing back to the goal line to protect the goal, but I think probably they panicked a little. Most certainly it looked as though if the rear defender could clear the ball, the defender in front played the ball out, and Mike Shannon, following in, obviously took advantage of what was a simple chance. But all credit to him for accepting the fact that the ball may well be cleared off the line, and he would be there to take...
Because they've got to scurry back in that way, they're off balance and not really able to deal with it as they should.
I think probably so, in that I think if a goalkeeper is going to leave his goal line, then he must have the confidence that, of the security of someone covering for him, just in case he doesn't collect the ball.
Brian, Kevin Keegan, brave little man, and he's had a difficult week with the problems he had at the airport and so on.
Yes,
but he answered them in the best possible way.
He did with this goal, and he did with the whole 90 minutes performance. If he hadn't got out of jail, of course, if he was in jail, he wouldn't have scored this goal. But it was a good goal because it came at a time when the match could have gone any way. They could have gone 3-1 up. It's a long ball in from Hughes, and how Lindsay gets in this position, nobody will ever know. The defender tries to clear it. It bobs across the goal, or loops across the ball, and Keegan, showing a lot of courage there, heads it into the net. A lot of credit to MacDonald, of course. He put the defender under pressure, but it was Keegan's goal, and he deserved it, and he'd earned it in the 90 minutes.
We've looked at attackers. What about defenders, Sir Alf? Who particularly caught your eye?
In the England defence,
side.
most certainly Watson had a very good match, an outstanding match, possibly. As Brian was saying, that he won practically every ball in the air. Most certainly he dominated the air. I thought he received splendid support from the rest of the defenders, and in particular Colin Todd. And Ray Clements, whilst he might have dropped two balls, most certainly looked very safe and very confident.
What did you feel about Todd, Brian?
I think Colin Todd performed very competently, but I always look to the people in front, because Colin picks the bits and bobs out, and the fact that Watson had only played 6 or 7 games, and in my opinion he's not a McFarland, I thought he played tremendously well. In the air he was supreme in the air. He shows the fact he's not the greatest player in the world when they score one of the goals, but we hope that will come in time, because Roy will probably be out for 6 or 9 months.
But I think this doesn't necessarily reflect only on the defenders, Brian. I think it was a tremendous team performance. For example, the forward players did a great deal of chasing back, most certainly to put opposing players under pressure. And this followed throughout the team. And I think every player worked or run himself into the ground, and most certainly they blended together very well indeed.
Sir Alf, there must be several million amateur footballers tonight looking at that and groaning when Malcolm MacDonald made that miss right at the end. How do you explain a miss like that, when he was through and his favourite left foot? Here we go.
Well, it's a great ball from Alec Lindsay. All credit to Malcolm MacDonald. He'd left the defence, got away from the defender.
Clearly
the defender,
onside, he's all right.
And most certainly he's offside.
Onside.
He does everything right. The ball bounces up, he takes it with his chest, he steadies himself, plays it with his foot and his left foot. And I think probably the ball may have came off the ground a little high for him to play it with the inside of his foot. Most certainly he tried to place the ball, and I think it was just a mistake in terms of where it should go. I think probably it was a little unfortunate.
Yugoslavia looked very, very skillful for a long period in that game, and yet right at the end they were caught wide open. Is there a glimmer of hope for Scotland there, do you think, in the World Cup?
Most certainly. Any team in the finals of the World Cup, and particularly in football, has a chance. I think Yugoslavia are a good side. I have made the point in the past that I consider that Brazil and Yugoslavia would qualify for that particular group.
At the expense of Scotland, then?
Certainly, at the expense of Scotland, but I'm not suggesting for one moment that Yugoslavia will beat Scotland. I feel that Scotland most certainly had a very good result against England. If they can produce that sort of form, that sort of understanding, that sort of competitiveness, then I feel sure that they will give the Yugoslavs quite a run for their money.
But the Yugoslavs have got tremendous firepower, Brian, as we saw. 2 very well-worked goals, one extremely well-worked, and the other one with a tremendously explosive shot.
Yes.
Here's the first one coming up now. Mistake by Colin Bell.
I think they did everything associated with skill. This is long ball, and Watson gets up very, very well and has a good header out. Now, Colin Bell, if he'd have missed the ball, it would have been all right. It would have been cleared, but he bobs it down to Yugoslav forward. He slips, I think, to the number 9, and this is where Watson proves he's not quite the finished article at the moment, because he made a right mess of that. But this is a beautiful chip. There's 6 England defenders then, but the ball's pulled back beautifully to the 7 who heads it in the net, despite Clemence, despite a full-back and everybody else. It was a good goal with a lot of skill. This is a goal worth, well, it's worth winning the World Cup on a goal like this. Watson once again bobbing it out. The midfield of England here should make better jobs of it. There's Brooking turning his back, Bell turning his back, but watch this go in the back of the net. Clemence, I swear to you, thought that was going to finish in the 5th row of the stand. And that's the second player we've seen hold his head in his hands. One was MacDonald when he missed, and now that chap is entitled to do it there because he couldn't believe it. MacDonald couldn't believe he missed his either.
Do you see Scotland matching Yugoslavia?
I don't think so, unless they play with the same fire that they played with against England. But on skill alone, they're not in the same street.
I think, Brian, here, that if Lorimer and Jordan can formulate the same sort of understanding they had in the match at Hampden Park against England, then most certainly they're going to cause problems to the Yugoslav defence. We saw tonight, particularly with the MacDonald issue, the defence is slow. They can be caught out.
Yes, the court square.
And I'm certain that Jordan and Lorimer, if they do produce the form they showed